Hello, friends. I am Jessie.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Lauren.
And welcome to 3 Shades of Real, where 3 women, a mom, and her 2 daughters come together to share our unique perspectives on life, relationships, and everything in between. In each episode, we are going to deep dive into relatable experiences, offering insights that validate your feelings and foster a sense of belonging. Our dynamic trio shares stories, laughs, and lessons learned, creating a warm space to feel seen and heard. Whether it's navigating the ups and downs of motherhood, exploring the bond between sisters, or discussing the intricacies of relationships, we aim to inspire and empower you to embrace your journey. Perspective is everything and changes depending on our experiences and age. Let's face it, our history shapes us, and this is the true beauty as each of us brings something unique and meaningful into the world. Since this is our very first episode, we hope to give you a glimpse into our background and share with you some of the things that linger on our minds. Let's kick this friendship off. Hey, Lauren.
Hey.
Let's start with a little temperature check. How are you feeling this week?
I am doing pretty good. Despite the fact that I recently broke my foot. So I've been trying to navigate life as a hobbler recently. But other than that, things are going really great.
Okay, so we need more information. How exactly did this happen?
Jess, I wish it was a great story. And I rambled my mind for a while trying to make something up as I was laying on the floor in pain because I'm like, this just can't be it. This can't be the story. But what happened was I was walking with my child outside of my house and I just bought a new outdoor mat. And the back of my landing is kind of off kiltered. And adding the mat onto that situation, there was just so many different floor levels happening at that time. And I was wearing platform shoes, so I stepped down with my left foot, carrying my son, and we got unbalanced, and I rolled my ankle. And I am the type of person that just decides everything is going to be okay without actually checking if everything's okay. So I got up and with the assistance of my partner, and go inside, and I'm like, you know what? We had plans to go out of town today. I'm fine. Plans continue. We go out of town, spend the whole day walking around shopping. I'm like leaning my body weight on the cart so that I don't have to put much pressure on my foot because at this point it is burning, throbbing.
I just picture you like dragging a leg.
That was it. At one point, I got myself on top of the cart, and Alex, my partner, was pushing me through the shop. It was awful. But then on the way home, I started freaking out and I'm like, okay, something is wrong. Usually when I sprain my ankle, it gets better throughout the day and this is just not okay. So Alex decided to take me into the hospital on the way home. And that is where we found out that I actually was walking all day on a broken foot, my 5th metatarsal. And also that I severely sprained my ankle. So
how have you been holding up? How has it changed your life since you have now broken your 5th metatarsal?
So I'm also a very stubborn person and I don't take asking for help very easy. I like to do things on my own. So I wore the boot thingy that they gave me for a solid 6 days. And then I was like, I don't have a matching black shoe. I look ridiculous. I'm hobbling around. They gave me crutches. This just isn't going to work for me. So I decided that I was going to make a doctor's appointment, go to see my primary care provider and convince him that I was okay and that I could walk. And he took it and he's like, yeah, if you feel like you can do that, go ahead, because they don't really do anything with a foot break like the one that I have because it's in an interesting spot and they just hope that it realigns itself and heals nice. So I decided after that appointment that I was going to walk and everything was going to be fine. And we've been doing okay. I have a rambunctious 2-year-old at home, so it's definitely been interesting. I have been pushing my limits, and I know that everybody listening is probably like, come on, girl, pull yourself together. Like, do what you're told. But we're managing. I have some pain some days, and some days I feel okay. So we're just living.
So would you say that when like a challenge comes up like this, that you're more of a push through, I'm superwoman, I can do anything, hear me roar? Or like the kind of person that kind of milks it and asks for help?
Okay, so that definitely depends on the situation that I need to accomplish, who is around me, and if I really want to do it or not.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it really depends. I definitely have milked it at some points, and then other points I'm like, okay, this is what I have to do, and it's going to get done, and it's fine.
Love it. So let's talk shop a little bit. What sparked your interest in helping to create this podcast?
I've always been really interested in content creation and like being somebody that's like big on social media and different things like that. And I know that's really a big thing nowadays. So that would probably be one of the biggest drives. It's just something that I've always been interested in, something I've always wanted to do. Also, I think that our goal or mission of the podcast and what we're trying to do is something that I'm also really passionate about. And I think that this is a great avenue to kind of explore that and deliver what we have to everybody who's listening.
We've been talking about this for a long time.
Oh, absolutely.
Like offhanded talking and like coercing and kind of trying to convince ourselves that this is going to be a good idea, and we finally took the plunge. So, what are your hopes for how it will impact people who decide to tune in?
I think one of my biggest hopes, this last year, I've really been living my life with the word authenticity in mind. And with that comes this fear of not being accepted for who you are, or the things that you do, or the way that you present yourself. And so I think that I'm just really hoping that this space that we create is a space where people feel safe, welcomed, and just accepted as who they are. And really, I want to be really relatable. And I think that our three different perspectives on life and the situations that we've been in and been through give us a very well-rounded idea and scope, and it'll be amazing, and I'm so excited to be a part of it.
Are you worried at all about like putting personal stuff out there, about sharing kind of details about your life?
I think anybody who knows me, not even on a personal level, but just knows about me, we come from a small town. I think everybody knows that I'm a pretty open book. Um, I don't really harbor a lot of fear of that type of thing. Like, oh, am I going to say the wrong thing? Or is somebody going to judge me for the way that I handled this situation or whatever it may be, whatever the topic is? I don't think that I have any reservations about that because I feel like I'm confident in who I am and what I have to say. And if it doesn't align with somebody, then that's why we have different people and different perspectives.
Well, you are amazing, my feisty friend, and I appreciate you. Katie girl, temperature check. How is your week going? How are you doing today?
Good, good. I have been busy. We took a family trip with my dad's side of the family, and we went to Denver. Had a very good time, but it was it's just been a lot. Christmas always comes with a lot of seeing family, traveling, and I get peopled out easy too.
You are kind of a homebody.
I am, and so it's it's always fun for me to be able to visit everybody and see how everybody's lives going. But after the holidays, I always need like a good weekend to recoup for the next week of work.
Well, and you have like this, you're navigating blended families. And so, I mean, we have lots of different Christmases going on, and then also recently married. So then you added another side of the family.
That's also blended. That's what I was just gonna say. I have two blended families. It's always gets wild up in here.
8 Christmases later.
Merry ho ho to you.
So, with all of kind of the hustle and bustle, how do you stay grounded and present in life when you're juggling like all the things?
Oh goodness. I'm definitely like a self-care girl. I love a good self-care day. And I have this huge tub at my house. It's amazing.
I think you'd consider that a or a swimming pool.
Yeah,
I
it
think it's
really
more
is.
of a miniature swimming pool.
It's like a hot tub, a personal hot tub, and it's amazing. So I am definitely one to either grab my computer and put on something up from Netflix or grab a book more times than not and some chocolate because that's always a necessary. And yeah, just hang out, get a little alone time.
So I feel like you skipped over like a lot of big things that are happening in your life right now. So, like I mentioned the marriage, but there's other big things happening. Share, share, share.
And I'm staring at that big thing right now.
Said big thing is I am at 21 weeks pregnant.
Whoop, whoop.
I am so excited. So is my husband. We got married in August and it happened fast and we are super stoked for it. Uh, as you can tell, my mother is also very stoked as well.
Be a grandma.
I am also very excited, and I might have done a rain dance or two to like make this happen.
Yeah, we called this into existence. I just want you to know the night of your wedding, we took a time out and like went outside and did all the things and made it happen
I
for
think
you.
Lauren did it all night long
I
until
think she
8
did too.
a.m.
There was all sorts of dancing going on, not only rain dancing.
Yes. Grandma Jess and Auntie Lauren are in the house. Let's be real.
Yes.
Yes, so we are expecting that, hoping to have our ultrasound in the next couple of weeks. Getting excited for that. My husband's starting a new job, which is also exciting. Yeah,
All the things.
all the things all the time. We love it.
So your personality tends to be one of like caregiver. Tell us what experiences nurtured that part of your life.
There is probably quite a few. I think the one that sticks out the most for me would probably be you and my dad got divorced at when I was younger. And so I always had my siblings to kind of take care of, which is the main, I think, um correlation between like my personality really strengthening in that way. Uh but yeah, I've always been very nurturing. I even in friendships as well. I
Well, and
like
you're kind of the mom of the group, even
I
though you're the
yeah.
daughter, you're kind of the mom. Like you're the one that's like, guys, it's 10:03. I think we should call her a night. Tuck in. We got a big day tomorrow.
Which I think confuses people so much.
Jess, let's be real. She hits that point at 7:03.
I know. I know. 10 was a stretch. Yeah, no.
I think it's only gonna get stronger as this baby comes into play.
I think so too. I'm kind of worried we won't ever see you again.
I know. I loved how you used the delicate word stronger instead of worse.
You caught that. You got me there. No, yes, I think we probably confuse people very much so because I am definitely the mother of the group, but I'm comfortable in that role.
You are. You do
I
it well.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys get me out of my shell and I rein you back in.
Yeah, Lauren, you and I kind of have some shenanigan ideas a lot of the time.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and we get in so much trouble when Caitlin actually decides to stay home because there's nobody to like rein us back in. It's terrible.
This whole pregnancy thing and Caitlin kind of like not removing herself, but just spending a lot more time at home and, doing the nesting things and being recently married. So spending a lot of time with her hubby has Jess and I out in the wild.
I am always like waking up the next morning wondering what shenanigans have happened and what I need to schedule to hear the stories. I'm like, I need time after three-way phone calls. Like, what happened last night? Because I'll get like the Snapchats and I'm like, oh, goodness, they didn't go home right away.
We never do.
Yeah, and it's not even that she, like, doesn't wanna be involved, she does, and like I said, she will, like, look for all of the information after and, like, get the secondhand excitement.
Oh, I'm always bothering Lauren for it. I'm like, "Okay, so, like, tell me the details. What happened? I need to feel like I was there."
So, even though I know Lauren and I kind of pressured you to step outside of your comfort zone to be co host on Three Shades of Real, tell us what you hope it will provide, like for our listeners. What are you hoping to inspire in the people that decide to tune in?
It's kind of funny listening to, like, Lauren's answer, and that's kind of along the lines where I was going with it as well. But for me, being on this podcast was stepping out of my comfort zone for sure.
Big time.
But I'm hoping to provide, like, a space for people to feel comfortable and more empowered to do those things. I am not a public speaker by any means, and so this has all been just very new to me, and I am super excited to provide that space for our listeners and encourage them to also jump out of their comfort zone.
Well, I think even in today's age, like social media and stuff, you look at a lot of stuff and you just don't know what the reality is. And I think that's one of the things that I'm hoping that we're able to create is like this real life view in the shit that occurs in everybody's life all the time. Like it's rarely perfect. And, you have a decision to make whether you're going to kind of hone in on the things that go wrong or kind of spin it to focus on how you can learn a lesson and move forward. And I think if anybody can look at the mistakes and the challenges that all three of us have overcome with grace and like humility and like humor, it's us. Like we can totally look at ourselves and say, "Oh gosh."
That's the beauty of our friendship.
It is. It is. Are you nervous at all? Because you are a pretty private person. Are you nervous at all about sharing information about your life?
It's so funny because I literally was just gonna say that. I am very private. Um, I would say a little nervous. I am a very private person. I don't really like to share things that go on in my life other than with, like, the friend group, but I'm really excited to just normalize, like, the experiences and feelings and thoughts that especially, like, I've had with all of these new changes in my life and be able to share them with our listeners.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm happy you decided to take the plunge on this project. And don't be afraid to tisk Lauren and I if we get off on a tangent.
Which might happen
Yeah.
pretty often.
There's a strong possibility of that.
All right, Jess. So what about you? I think it's your turn to be in the hot seat and kind of give us some insight. Temperature check for you. How have you been?
Mm. Feeling a little moody over the holiday. Like it's super exciting for me because I get to see family and stuff like that, but it's also super stressful. And so it's kind of a lot of ups and downs for me and like trying to kind of just stabilize a little bit. And so I'm really excited for like the holidays, but I'm also really excited to be done with the holidays. And we're right on the cusp of that. So moody moving into calm and happy.
Excited for your trip?
I'm excited for my trip. Yes, yes. My husband got us a weekend getaway, and so that should be fun. But it is in a remote cabin, and so there will be lots of eye gazing going on. I think.
Amongst other
I
things.
know. Something da da da.
So
Yeah.
many movies to
Yeah.
watch.
So much Netflix.
All right.
So
So
yeah, no, that's how I'm feeling. But I also like moving into the new year, like post Christmassy time. I also get like super hyped up because it's my time that I start thinking about like my projects and like the things that I want to do this year. Um, and so that's kind of my bread and butter. I really, really love that piece of it. And then I get to kind of figure out which projects I want to move forward with. And then, of course, like buy lots of wine and schmooze you guys because you guys are the people that help me make all my projects come true.
You will have to be buying non-alcoholic wine for me,
I can do
but I
that.
will
I
be
can do
there.
that. Water with lemon. I got you, girl.
Well, speaking of all of your projects, Caitlin and I know that you are a woman of many talents, many ideas, and lots of busy days and nights planning different things. And so, what are some of the things that you've worked on in this past year?
Mm. It's been a really busy year. So, a lot of effort and time has been put into kind of scaling our second clinic. I own a mental health clinic and we opened up a secondary location. And so, just kind of trying to build a reputation there and breaking into a new geographic location has been really amazing. And then also kind of figuring out who I am as a boss to more clinicians and like how I mentor and things. That's been really awesome. So I spent a lot of time and energy doing that. Um, Also, this has been like a project that has been a passion project, but it's taken forever to come to fruition. Is the girls and I, Lauren, Caitlin, and my other daughter, Charlie, we tackled a children's book this year. Yes, it's been fun and I'm excited, but it has been a long, treacherous journey.
Yes, I'm excited to, like, see the finished piece because I feel like that's the part that has taken forever.
Yeah, like writing it and like all of us like getting it to what we wanted it to look like didn't take any time really at all, but it was going through the publisher and editing and doing all the things. That's kind of taken a long time. So hopefully, fingers crossed, by the time you listen to this, it will be available on Amazon. And it's gonna be awesome. I feel it.
Exciting! Lots of fun things happening. So, knowing that you're a project based person and always thinking of new things, talk to us a little bit about some of the things that you have kind of planned or stirring up for the next year.
Mm. Do I want to tell you guys yet though? Because I have to like sneakily introduce them to you so I can like get you to align.
I was hoping that with that question, we would get some insight beforehand because usually it's the night of, and you're like, hey, by the way, I've gathered you all here because we are doing X, Y, and Z. So I was hoping to get a little bit of insight, but
Well, I think the biggest one is this project, doing 3 Shades of Real and kind of growing our audience and our listeners and kind of figuring out our voices in the process. I'm really excited for that. So that's going to be something that I think throughout the year we're really going to be working hard on. Um, I think all of us have such different perspectives. And with this podcast, I really hope to create a community where people can feel that validation and understanding and also just inspired. With the book, I definitely think we should slot in some time for some book touring, maybe visiting some schools and doing some readings for kiddos. This is right up Caitlin's alley because Caitlin is a preschool teacher. And so, yeah, they can all touch you and sit on you, and then I'm gonna be the person in the background holding the book. So it's lovely. I love me some kiddos. So I'm hoping that kind of comes up on our radar. Um, Also just a personal lifelong goal. Um, Been working, I'm a lifelong learner and education is super important to me. And throughout my career and things, I've had to kind of take breaks in my schooling and education because of raising a family or other things that kind of came up. And so this year, I really want to refocus on finishing my education. And so finishing my doctorate and going back to school and doing that. Cross my fingers. It always seems like when something's on the horizon, there's something that comes up and like overshadows it or has to draw your attention away. So I'm really hoping I can like put that as a priority and keep it there.
we're gonna have a white coat woman.
You guys, I'm going to make you guys call me doctor too.
Dr.
It's going to be
Jesse,
awesome. Yeah. Dr.
Dr.
Mama.
Braco.
Instead of mama, doctor.
Dr. Mama.
So, given that this podcast will be centered around our experiences and inevitability of our relationships with each other, what is one of your favorite memories of all of us together? I know we spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Oh my gosh. As much time as we spend together, it seems like every time something happens to like create a new memory that, oh my gosh, we laugh so hard. But I think one of my favorites has to be the road trip we took to Bismarck. Gosh, it must have been like a year ago,
It
maybe.
was for
it a
your
year?
birthday.
Was it for my birthday? We were kind of talking about that, and I didn't know for sure what it was
I'm
for.
pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was for your birthday.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, so for my birthday, we go up to Bismarck, which is 100 miles away from us. So we got like a legit car ride. And so car rides are amazing because we get to like catch up, but also we take that time to focus our teasing on Caitlin because she's a prisoner and cannot walk away or leave. And that is like,
I can never escape.
you cannot. Oh, and it's great. Yeah. She takes it and takes it well.
Oh, I take it and I dish it. It's great.
You do. When you dish it, you're a little savage and over the top and kind of go in places that none of us would ever think to go, but we get it.
Yeah, I
It's
think
built
you
up.
let all the frustration build up, and then you're like, boom, your mom never loved you. We're like, haha, Caitlin's hair is a little messy. Well, your dog died.
That's exactly how it is too. It's brutal. It's brutal. Yeah. So yeah, we definitely love to give Caitlin crap, and you guys will see that on this podcast a lot of times, I think. But as I was saying, my favorite memory, we were in Bismarck and we decide to go thrift store shopping. And at said thrift store, we get to pick thrift store. We get to pick out outfits for each other. The best one was Caitlin's outfit. See the show notes for a photo. She was in this hot little tight dress with a purple wig. And then we go get a few drinks at the bar. And Caitlin's in her dressed up garb. It was glorious. And she owned it all night. Owned it.
Hey, go big or go home, man.
Lauren, I can't remember if you had bought anything there. Did you buy anything did we get anything from the thrift store that day for you?
I don't think so. I
don't
think we
think we
just
did.
picked out stuff for Caitlin.
No, Mom had the
I had a
tank top.
shirt.
Yeah.
And what did it say? I'm not responsible for what they do?
Yeah. And it had like arrows pointing. So we took a picture like standing next to her. It was awesome.
It was awesome. And then on the way home, of course, we're all crammed in the front seat and like jamming to music and all that kind of stuff. So I think that would be a good memory that came up for me. Lauren, how about you? In looking back to all of our experiences together, what would be a favorite memory of yours?
Like I said, we've spent so much time together and so many different moments. I mean, we've had a lot of rambunctious, spontaneous shenanigans happening. We've had a lot of heart-to-heart nights where we're just chilling on the couch, cozied up, and I love that balance that we have. And I think that my favorite memory is probably a more recent one. We had went to Hot Springs
For
your
my
birthday. We love birthday trips here. And so we got a cabin. Caitlin was pregnant, or is pregnant, but she was pregnant at the time as well.
New pregnant.
Newly pregnant.
with child.
So we shifted things a little bit and had a cozy weekend together at a cabin and just hung out, vegged out on the couch, binged watched Catfish, which we are all slightly obsessed with. Yeah, and then we sat in some hot springs. We went boutique shopping, and it was just really wholesome. And I don't know how I could feel more close and connected to you guys, but it's moments like that that make me realize that although we're so close and connected, there's so much more that we can grow together and learn about each other. So I love those moments.
Good one. Caitlin, what would be your favorite memory? What comes to mind?
Ooh, there's so many. It's so hard to pick. I would have to say, like, probably when we got our tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was very, like, just in the moment. I mean, we were headed up to Bismarck for a friend's bachelorette party, and we were picking up some things for that. And we're like driving up and chatting, laughing. They're dogging on me. I'm spitting it back. It's great. And we're like, geez, we're not up here for very long, but we could do something. And so, well, what if we get tattoos? And it was just so, like, spur of the moment, and I loved it. It was awesome. I love our tattoos. Probably favorite one I have, but that would probably be mine just because it was very much like us. We are fun, and we have fun every time we hang out. And so, yeah, that would be mine.
And we totally made it back just in time for the bachelorette party that was in our hometown. So we definitely were cutting it close, but we made it happen, which is something that we also do. You know, given all obstacles, we make it happen.
Yeah, we do.
All right. As we come to the end of our episode, a couple of last thoughts. In sharing our lives with you, we hope to get to know you better as well. We would love to hear all about you. Introduce yourself or leave feedback on the comment section underneath the podcast episode in Spotify mobile app.
Our new episode drops the first Monday of each month. Join us on February 3rd, where we will explore the evolution of self-confidence. We will discuss how self-confidence shifts through a woman's life and share how we continue to embrace who we are.
Now, guys, 3 Shades of Real isn't just a podcast. It is a community. And we invite you to connect with us, share your thoughts, and engage in meaningful conversations that help us grow as individuals. Expect to laugh, learn, and maybe even shed a tear or two as we explore the beauty of our life through diverse lenses. Are you ready to join the conversation? Definitely subscribe and follow us on social media to stay updated on our latest episodes and to connect with a community of women who celebrate life's real moments. Let's embark on this journey together, where every episode brings you closer to understanding the power of different perspectives. Till next time, this is Jess.
This is Lauren.
And this is Caitlin.
Signing out.